What's up YouTube, it's Machina here. Yesterday I went to my weekly locals. I took Machina Gadget again. Not really much has changed with the deck. Made some tweaks to the side, but I think until the list, this is probably the build of the deck I'm most comfortable with. It worked fairly well. I went 4-1 coming second, just losing in the finals. So yeah. Round 1 I went against Lightsworn. This wasn't Chaos Dragons or anything, it was just regular Lightsworn. Game 1 I just had all the answers to stuff, and I don't think he got JD pop off once. Whether I had like Fiendish or Bottomless or something for it, I can't remember. Game 2 I opened Fissure and just had the warnings and bottomlesses whenever he had Lilas. I think to finish him off I attacked with Fortress Gadget, putting him on 400, and then just succeeds with the gadgets, went into Cowboy and burned him. So that was a nice 2-0 to start off the day. Then I went against Dark Worlds. This player has won locals before, he tops quite a lot, so he's a pretty good player, but I managed to 2-0 him. Game 1, it was really close, but I just had, he was going to go Storm game, but I had Starlight set. So, if I didn't have that Starlight, it would have been game from there. But I just had, I think I had Bottomless and Deep Prison set for his Graphers. So, game 2, I opened Fissure and a Gadget, and then duality'd into an Offering. So that ended fairly sharpish. Round 3 went against 6 Samurai, again against another player who frequently tops and wins, and surprising. And I always lose to this guy. Whenever I go against him, it's pretty much an auto lose for me, for some reason. But I managed to 2-0 him. He just couldn't get any of his plays off. I think game 2 he lost. He made himself lose because he sided in Fissure against me, and I had just a way to play around it. People really think that Fissure stops this deck in its tracks. It really doesn't. It just makes Fortress plays kind of awkward, but I can still drop it and still do damage. What surprised me as well is that he went Fissure, then Kagemusha Kizan synced for Barkion, so he didn't have enough stuff in the grave to activate Barkion's effect. Not that it would have done anything, because I just dropped Fortress, equipped Gear Frame, and crashed into it, but it struck me as odd. Round 4, went against Mermails, against my friend James, who wins quite a lot. This ended up being 2-1. Game 1 I just had answers to everything. Game 2, I didn't open poor, but he just saw an opportunity to just drop his entire hand and go into whole Diva Megalo thing, and I didn't have a drag or anything to stop it, so that ended very quickly. And game 3 I opened Fissure, and he didn't open an out really. And whenever he would have gone into a push play, I had traps for it. For the final round, for the finals, I played against Infernity, which kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. I did have stuff in my side deck for it, kind of unintentionally, but this guy just seemed to open like one monster and mad back row the whole time, so he didn't have any like clumpy hands or whatever, and he always had barrier. I think he searched one barrier, but he saw 5 or 6 against me both games. Like over the course of 2 games rather. And I just didn't see any gear frames. Game 2, I searched green with yellow. He prohibitions green, so I couldn't play it. And then I draw a second green. It's just kind of awkward like that, but what are you going to do? Still coming second, you can't really complain. And I think I've waffled on long enough about my matchups, so here's a deck list. I don't think the main deck has really changed, but yeah. Triple Fortress, triple gear frame, double cannon, 2 of each gadget, double drag for the monsters. I still don't play Gauze. The Holy Trinity of Reborn, Storm, Dark Hole, and double MST, double Duality, and Avarice. For traps, double Compulse, double Torrential, double Force, double D-Prison, double Bottomless, double Fiendish Chain, double Warning. I'm going to miss the second warning, I really am, but I'm not sure what I'll replace it with. This deck is 41 cards, so I'll probably just end up cutting it. Judgment, Road, and Offering. I think it's like 17 traps. Go for extra. Dweller. Don't think I actually made this, although, because against the decks where this would have been useful, I either was just pounded so hard I couldn't go into it off of gadgets because they didn't survive long enough, or I had fissure, so this was kind of surplus to requirements. But it's still a good card to have. Utopia, Ray, Merrogeist, Pearl, Pappy, Shockmaster, Direwolf, Cowboy. I love banning people for game with this, it's just hilarious. Dice Sigma, double Gigant. You really do need to play 2. I know a couple of months ago I said, oh, you don't even need Gigant. One should be fine, but no, you really do need 2. Maystroke, Big Eye. I think I only made this once, which I normally make it like 4 or 5 times, but I think I only made it against Mermails and Nyctia's Catasta. And 1 Stardust for the Starlight Ride. For the side deck, goes in. I don't think they actually went in, because I didn't play wind-ups. I was expecting loads of people to play wind-ups because it's the last chance with the list, but I think I only saw 1 person playing, 1 or 2 people. 2 T-King, Mind Control, 2 Rivalry, 1 Light Imprisoning, because there are quite a few, or at least there were quite a few Agent and Lightsworn players, although they've kind of dwindled a little bit. But they're still about, so it's worth putting in. 3rd MST, 1 Night Beam. Night Beam's mainly for Mermails, so you can get rid of that sphere and they can't chain it. 2 Shadow Imprisonings. These would have been good against Infernities if I had a monster. I had Mirror and Fissure up, so I couldn't do anything, but he had, I think, a Levier and an Archfiend, and I just kept drawing no monsters, and he just poked me down, and whenever I did try to put a stop to it, he always had barrier. So, yeah. And then the MVP of the side deck was Triple Fissure. I highly doubt I would have done as well without all 3 Fissure. It's just an amazing card. If your deck isn't stopped by Fissure, then you should probably side it. But yeah, this is Uzumaki 1 with a tournament diary. Signing out. I'll see you next Saturday with another tournament diary.